So I've been up since about 4:15 working on my edits. Yesterday I got a little too chatty, too much coffee, and not feeling horrible, I guess. I'm about to get going here. I'm just packing up and filtering the water that I need to get up and over. I guess it was just the excitement, but I didn't sleep very much at all. I remember looking at my phone at 11 o'clock and it felt like one of those where every hour or so you wake up going, is it time? Is it time? No, it's not time yet. But it's okay. Eventually, lower down, more regular schedule, return to catching up on videos and not being like 4 behind. I had seen on the forecast that it was supposed to get below freezing, and you never really know, you're moving up and down, et cetera, so the forecast is kind of ish. So I've actually been taking freeze precautions and bringing my filter in every night, but so far nothing seems to have frozen. I left some water in here and no ice at all. If only every camp could be like this. This is basically where I jumped off the road. Grizzly Creek or something like that. Have I mentioned how much this is gonna suck with the full pack? Yeah, this is why I didn't want to stay by the road. The funny thing is, having been off the road, found a whole hell of a lot of no parking on county road signs. So I don't know if these people are all gonna get ticketed or what. Man, if they ticket for those no parking signs, some police district is making a ton of money today. So I have the summit of Grays. It's 3.8 miles from where I am right now. Be interesting to see how many people we can fit on this trail. Man. Well, that bathroom was less of a disaster than I would have guessed, based on the crowds. So I have to do the climb up to Grays. Not going to bother with Torreys. Traverse over to Edwards on that undefined boulder field, and then down Argentine Pass. So per the trail volunteer down there, only about 80 people this morning. And the guy said he'll see them nonstop until after 3 in the afternoon. I'm rather happy I camped where I did. Can't help but feel that last year I would have been jogging up past people. Oh well, character building. "9 a.m. and already almost 12,200. I haven't got to the bad part yet, but they graded this trail like the PCT basically. My kind of climb. Oh good, found the uphill. Not exactly a piece of cake, but easier than the last couple of days. I wanted to do Torrey also so badly, but that's an out and back for me. And I'm lucky I'm managing this after the complications the last couple of days.
I was obviously struggling a bit thanks to all the weight on my back. I still had 3 or 4 days of food, but overall I can't complain considering the last week.
Oh, son of a bitch. I think that's my ridge line. Oh, this is gonna suck. And now, time for the other fun part. I have to get over to that peak, and that trail takes me back down. Sadly, it's just not a good idea to do Torreys. Not when I'm up this high. I hang around at 14 too long, I'm liable to get sick. So it looks like it's about 1.4 miles. This is why I started early.
Can't really make time on here, just have to go whatever speed I can make. Okay, says it isn't as bad as I thought it'd be based on the description. Guess we'll see what's here in the middle though. Having done a good amount of routes like this over the years in my peak bagging days, you really can't tell how sketchy or not it's going to be till you get right there. The way the angles work and distance, it often looks like it's going to be completely sketchy, and then you're there and you're like, oh yeah, no big deal. Granted, easier to go up than go down. Oh, it feels good to be up high. See the parking lot. This is relatively short, but those last, I don't know, 1,000 feet really kick the crap out of you. There's also people doing Tories on that ridge, which looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll come back and do that sometime. As far as this, I mean, it's a use trail route. Seems easy to follow. I'm gonna have to climb back up, of course, which is gonna hurt, but as long as the weather holds. Oh wow, look at that. I've never actually run into those this close. We might have some trail contention here. Oh man. Oh, my lucky day. Okay, seriously, dude. You go that way, I go that way. We're not playing King of the Mountain here. They decided they wanted the exact rock I was on. I think they just don't like anybody being above them. Oh man, this is cool. Man, I was starting to feel like I was closer. Plus side, those are more goats. Apparently there's a whole herd over here for those folks headed the other way. At least he's happy since he's higher. That is the first duck I've seen this entire ridge. And it's basically right before the summit. And yeah. Not that bad as it goes. Easy second class traverse, but that is a step up from other sections of the trail. So I see why it throws people for a loop. So my route is down here, and then I take that trail down to Peru Canyon, which is where I'm going to camp tonight. That'll get me down to 10. There is an alt, which would be tempting in other circumstances, called the Argentine Spine, where basically you stay up high, just kind of keep doing this traversal, and you meet back up with the CDT when it climbs back up to 12. Honestly, I'm already worried about this section, not because of the altitude or anything, but because the weather is supposed to change tomorrow. All the weather reports and the locals have been saying, oh yeah, thunderstorms coming in on Sunday, so. Hey, more goat friends. So I've just been checking the weather and looking at options, and it looks like the weather's going to get bad for days. We're talking rain, etc. The thunder and lightning, it's talking about the next 2 days. I don't particularly want to, whoa, wow, even more. I don't particularly want to sit still for 2 days just to do some little stretch. And I don't know that I can get over it early enough. I have been very lucky. I mean, all last year for 1,900 miles, I never had to do any like storm-based alt. The only time I got off the red line was Spotted Bear and then going out to that alpine train station. But I may have to face reality here. I mean, I got to do Grays and Edward, and that was the thing I was kind of hoping for. The forecast has been pretty stable, and I'm not real comfortable with just trying to go for it, considering like up where I am now, trying to bail down to get away from lightning would be take a significant amount of time. There's not just bailouts everywhere. For somebody that just came up here, that's Breckenridge ski area, so that's my next resupply. So I'm really not happy about it, especially considering how hard I pushed to stay on the red line, but I may have to consider going down through Montezuma to Keystone. Looks like if I do that, I can then follow a canyon up and basically catch where the Colorado Trail and the CDT come together at Georgia Point, and then continue from there. Looks like I'm down a little lower. It sucks because I really don't want to miss any of the red line, but at least at the moment, I don't feel like sitting in my tent for 2 days of thunderstorms is worth getting to do some, 20-mile section. Starting to see rain off in the distance. I've been cataloging all the bailouts for tomorrow, so if I start early, maybe I just have to deal with rain and get gone before the thunder. So per gut hook note, the mining waste in the area has made the water very, very dangerous. So there should be a water source coming up here, hopefully, that I can fill up off, because I haven't had anything all day. So yeah, I think even without the warning on gut hooks, I would have clued in that maybe this ain't so healthy. This is all mine runoff. And then yet another example of bad people on trail. So there's a comment on Far Out about somebody who basically broke into the building to sleep, not for any reason, just because. Oh man, if I had extra time I'd go explore, but that does look like it's about to fall over. Basically, once I leave this road, I climb up to the left back towards the spine of the mountains, and there's some water sources and something marked as campable. And I am gate, and also stressing about the water. It's looking like the hardest thing to do is going to be get away from the car campers. I really just need a private spot with water, and then I'm done for the day. My feet are hurting. The 4,000 feet up, no biggie. 4,000 down though. Found a camp and I would have used it, but the water was flowing right out of an old mine. Supposedly up here, it's going to be clear. I'm just hoping there's no vehicles. This road's pretty rough. Okay, finally found water that I at least think is okay, and a campsite away from the road. I also had to get through a bush and managed to put a hole in the sleeves. Snapper on the Get managed to shred hers. I think this sleeve material, while it dries quick, just doesn't hold up to anything. Okay, so if I wake up and it's thunder and lightning, I'll hold for up to a day to see. If it's clear, relatively clear, in about 10, 11 miles. There's a couple of bailouts before that, but those are messy. 10, 11 miles, I can basically jump off the ridge, get down into the canyon. Or I go the entire way over to the Colorado Trail if I can, but forecast doesn't look good for the next couple of days. Home sweet home.